clothes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Before bodies of refugees washed up upon European beaches, there was hope waiting at the shore. A promise of a life they could not ignore, so they jumped into the water even if the salt would burn their war wounds. People do not put their children into boats unless the water they are willing to drown in is safer than the land they live on. Sometimes it is too hard to stay. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Before they bombed Hiroshima, turning an entire city into ash, its people to powder, the red, white, and blue, but the gray screamed louder, there was a city in its prime. Pulsing before it flatlined, a bullet to the chest, dead on arrival. Sometimes living just doesn't mean breathing, it means fighting for life. Sometimes you will have to forfeit. Before the Twin Towers collapsed into a white noise of bodies and rubble, there were people in the windows. They whispered eulogies into the phone. It would be the last time their loved ones ever heard their voices, so they fell like fallen angels, landing like human tombstones. Sometimes it is hard to hold on when things are blowing up around you. Sometimes there's nothing left to hold on to. See, I spend most of my days pissed at gravity and astonished that 7 billion people are breathing in this moment. We make up a world that is defined by things we don't understand, barely even remember. Because when we were in high chairs digging Fruit Loops out of our bowls, somewhere in New York, they were digging bodies out of the ground. Somewhere in Hiroshima, it rains black into their mouths. Somewhere in Syria, in Palestine, in Afghanistan, in a country we call a war zone, they're looking for their only home. On Earth, 1.8 people die every second. If you listen hard enough, there's always someone screaming for salvation somewhere. But when they take your home, I will welcome you into mine. When they say nothing will ever grow in your country's soil again, we will plant the seeds to help you prove them wrong. When buildings collapse, and you collapse into yourself, leaving unfamiliar holes, we will fill them with reincarnated light. Because Newton said that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, that our bodies are the host to the collective brilliance inside of us. We are the photographs that swallow up the light. We are the radioactive electricity pumping through their veins. We are the wind that carries the hum of their song. We are not created nor destroyed. We are constantly shifted, transformed, pushed, and revived again. Everything we are is given to us. In our last moments, it will come rushing back to us through the very lungs that gave us life upon birth. Every moment before then will be about finding the courage to fight or the agility to flee. Sometimes neither will be the right answer. We may never know it. When they tell you the world is a horrible place, I will remind you that summer nights are the closest thing we get to heaven on earth. That leap years are the world's way of giving us an extra day to stay in bed. That if you send a postcard to somewhere in the world, it may be the only thing someone has left when they have lost everything. There is energy everywhere, energy that can only be contained inside of you for so long. Sometimes it will rise again. One day it will rise again. One day we will rise again and again.